What's up?
Joey, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Cool.
I know, Joey. I'm sorry.
Cool, Joe.
Look at Greg Miller, the waiter.
The job I was born to do.
Can we turn the light to the light blue again? So the trick is you click on the table and then go to color palette.
Do we have one of these?
I believe that's a mini HDMI. We should. What do you need it for? But like, that's to display video out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the pre-show for the PlayStation VR show. As you know, we, of course, in January said, hey, here's a whole bunch of stretch goals for shows we're going to make. One of them was Season 2 of the PlayStation VR show. And, of course, we put a date on it. And, of course, we realized way too late that if we actually hit that date, all the content would bury the other content. Nothing would thrive. No one would see anything new. It'd be too much content. Nobody would watch. We would fail. Barrett would get fired. And we just hired Barrett. We just hired him. So we couldn't do that.
Hurts.
So, what we did, of course, for the PlayStation VR show was decide rather than delay it and get yelled at, because we ain't getting yelled at.
No, not once.
We
not
would
again.
Start publishing or the recordings of this show as we go before they ever go live. Bear, what are you eating over there? Is that McDonald's? Mickey D's?
No, he's got Ike's.
Ike's. What kind of Ike's sandwich you get? Sorry, we'll get back to the show in a second.
The Menage a Trois.
Ooh. Dynamite one. So I'm Greg, that's Kevin. We're going to record episode 3 of the PlayStation VR show season 2 about Astrobot Rescue Mission. We apologize for being a bit late. Of course, Kevin was like, I'm hungry. And I said, go eat. You deserve a lunch. We can start late. Totally forgetting, of course, we publicized the time for this.
Sure, yeah.
So we kind of fucked you on that one.
Yeah, that's
but y'all
bad.
stuck it out. And there was no way for me to communicate with you. Twitter was down. You know what I mean? What was I going to do?
You could have gone in the YouTube chat and let him know.
Well, I totally forgot. Oh, you did?
Hey!
I didn't give like an
Let's not
exact
fire
like,
him.
Look
update.
at the big bouncing balls on Barrett.
I didn't give him like an exact thing, but I was like, hey, we're running late.
We're running late. Cool, then. That's fine then.
The motion he did with what you said, very
like he's
disturbing.
riding his balls.
Very
Like one
disturbing.
of those boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. You know what I mean?
It's hot as shit in this room.
Is it? I'm feeling pretty good right now.
I'm burning.
What'd you eat? Thai.
Thai.
Is that why? You're just too full, you think? You tum full of food? Now
No,
you got the meat
because I
slice?
didn't eat all of it. I ate like a quarter of it, and I was like, I gotta go, guys. Let's wrap it up.
Fair.
So I ate too quickly, and my stomach hurts, but too little, and I'm hungry. Oh.
Do you think, it's one of those things they talk about, of course, if you eat slower, you'll catch up. You know what I mean? Like, do you think maybe even though you think you're hungry right now, it's eventually going to level out and you're like, you know what, I'm not hungry.
You weren't listening. I ate too quickly.
I know, and I'm saying you ate too quickly so your body hasn't caught up to the fact that you are in fact full.
That's not how my body works.
I think you're a bottomless pit if I know anything, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I read that online somewhere. Why is PSV saying YouTube Premium, son?
Kebabs, I believe,
always
said,
gets
why do I get ads before this? It's because this video is monetized. Because all our videos are monetized.
We need the
you
money.
might say, but hey, I'm a patron. You're here watching early. Isn't that good enough for you?
Come on.
You want us to?
Come on.
We can't even remember to tell you the show's not going to start on time. You think I'm going to remember to go on, turn monetization off, on? I need the 3 cents this view is going to get us, guys. All right? And I don't mean your view. I mean all these views added up.
Yeah, that's all we're getting.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. If Bear's ready to go. If Kevin's ready to go.
Live my life.
Can you come up in your chair? I can't come down any lower. I feel like I don't want the height discrepancy to be that bad. There you go.
You good?
I'm great. I'm trying to help you.
Pretending I'm taller?
Oh, you can go down there and be on the floor as usual if you want. Like the dirt you are.
Okay.
God, your hair's so long. It's luxurious.
Yeah, it does.
So the plan is just let it go as long as you want to?
Yeah.
Till Paula gets mad?
The long-term plan is to lose weight and then like do the before and after and then cut it. People really like that.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
popular on the Instagram.
Sure.
But we'll see, you know. Paula's getting real sick of it. And it gets in the way a lot.
Sure.
But it looks great. Look at that.
It does look really good.
Yeah. Thank you. I am hot.
It's a good one.
It's burning.
It's a good one there.
Why is it so hot?
I know.
all right.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna let that siren pass. So I don't have to tell them sirens are on our end. You know what I mean?
Barrett, if you want to move that fan later and aim it right at me, that'd be great. I would
do it right now before we
really,
get going.
I'd really like that because I am sweating through the shirt. The undershirt's just doing nothing at this point. Can you aim it up a little bit? I need it right on me. I want the wind. There it goes. Yeah, I'm feeling that now. Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
Barrett's feeling it. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PlayStation VR show, the show that showcases the best that PlayStation VR has to offer. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the glue, Big Kev Dog Coelho. Hi.
Hey.
Man, is your thumb always taped up? Like, is it ever going to be fine again?
I keep fucking with it. So
that'll
the
do it.
tape is
That'll
to
do
prevent
it.
me from destroying it further, which I should have put on yesterday. So, because I went
You
to
destroyed it more?
town. I went to
you just
town.
pick at it, you said, right?
Yeah, I pick
Oof,
at it.
That's bad, kid. If you didn't know, of course, PlayStation Showcase, all that stuff. Today we're talking about Astrobot Rescue Mission. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you like the PlayStation VR show, but you say, hey, I'd like to listen as an audio thing, head on over to patreon.com/kindafunnygames where you can get it as an MP3 podcast. Kevin? Of
What's up,
course,
dude?
season 2 of the PlayStation VR show has been different. We've been picking the games, having discussions, deep
them.
dives on them. Well, yeah, playing them's key to it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, with the first version, we were just kind of playing a little bit
time,
of
the
it.
taste of it. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like this way a lot better.
Yeah.
A deeper dive.
I'm not trying to toot our own horn, and I know we're only 3 episodes in, maybe 2 if you count the fact that this one hasn't started yet. I like the show a lot because it's just
I'm
fun to have a
enjoying it too.
one-on-one discussion about a game that we actually know everything about
And
based on playing.
it's also fun to have like a real excuse that is like, no, you have to make the time to sit down
Homework.
and play this game.
Yeah.
I don't like having the homework, but once it's done,
You enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Well, it's always the deadline.
Yeah.
Clock's ticking, you know what I mean? But luckily, PlayStation VR games, for the most part, pretty short experiences. So you can get in and out in maybe a night or 2. Again, we're doing Astrobot Rescue Mission. The back of the box reads like this. Developed by, of course, Japan Studio, Sony Japan Studio over there. Release date October 2nd, 2018. Right now, a Metacritic of 90. This is as of July 11th when we're recording this 2019.
is it deserved?
Yeah, 1,000% it's deserved, right?
We'll see.
Oh, shit. Kevin's gonna
No,
come hard.
absolutely. It's 100% deserved.
I always like to read a review or a little synopsis from one of them. Today I'm going to read Bradley Ellis from a little known website called Easy Allies. Bradley says, Astrobot Rescue Mission is a good platformer with tight controls that's greatly enhanced by making the most of VR. Platforming, exploring environments, and fighting bosses are all given additional layers of depth and scale that feel completely fresh and unique. Not only is it a good proof of concept for the PlayStation VR, it's a legitimately great game and one of the best uses of the technology so far. If you are joining us for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, the way we discuss them is simple. Kevin, why is it a great PlayStation VR game? Followed, of course, by why it isn't it a great video game. Let's start with the great stuff. Kevin, why is Astrobot Rescue Mission a great PlayStation VR game?
I feel like it utilizes VR in a way that's very unique and constantly changing.
Sure.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I like to make my little notes here, right? I was like, why is this a great PlayStation VR game? Pretty much every reason you can possibly imagine. I say, of course, like it is what you're talking about, right? Of being put in PlayStation VR. And again, as PlayStation VR and VR in general has gotten its legs, we've seen it evolve, we've seen it grow, we've seen it change. But this is one of those games that makes use of all 3 dimensions. Like you are in the world and it makes sense, right? The start of every level, the first thing I do is look to my right, look to the left, look behind me, try to find the lost bots, right?
Yeah.
And then when you're going, I played it on the couch, sitting there for the most part, but there was plenty of times where it was like, Astrobot's running up there, so I had to stand up and crane my neck and look around, and then I would hear the call, which is, I'll get to a little bit in the sound, but the call of the lost bots and like stop and actually get into space and explore it. And it's something I've had with like a game like Moss, which I really, really enjoyed, of course, and it was a precursor to this, that I enjoyed and definitely felt in those levels of looking in. But it was always, I felt like you were looking into a play. Like a play was happening, and I was able to put my head into the stage and look around left and right. Whereas this actually feels like it's built around you, right?
Like a world that you're in.
Yeah. And that's what I think goes so far to make it so special.
I also think that it is adorable.
Oh, sure.
Like, it's so well done where you'll look at the Astrobot and he'll just wave at you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's so cute.
Yeah. When it's super hot, he's hot, right?
Yeah.
When it's tense, he's tense. Like at the end, right? Like, we spoil the games here. Not that you're playing Astrobot for the story, but at the end when he doesn't want to leave you and get on. Oh, you haven't beaten it, but
no,
whatever.
I haven't. Yeah.
At the end, he doesn't want to beat you, but he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to beat you either. He doesn't want to leave you, so he's super sad, and then he gets on his ship and they leave, but then they come back and he jumps back out and hangs. And it's like. It's like you feel that because by that point in time,
you've got a relationship with him.
He's been such a character that you totally vibe with that. So yeah, it is cute and it is adorable and it is colorful and it's a brilliant world to explore and see and the differences they put in every level.
In the underwater worlds, have you had him like swim up to your face?
No, I saw that as a trophy after last night when I was like, I'd like to platinum this. How hard is that going to be? I went back and popped through. And I saw that was one of them. Of like,
it's adorable because he clings onto your face.
Yeah.
And he'll like look at you and be like. and then like he'll like disconnect, like just grab on by his hands and
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
start
yeah.
swimming, and you shake him off. It's just very cute.
That's really
Yeah,
cute. I mean, that's what the game does. It has all that stuff, right? I also put in here, you know, the sound is awesome, whether it's music, sound effects for the bots, or something else. But like, for me, really, like, especially, you know, we're playing these. I always want to try to have them beat for sure when I come in to do this. I like to do all my homework, unlike yourself. You know, one of these games you will. But
I got real close on this one. The problem, the
where'd you
reason
leave off?
why,
Where'd you leave off?
World 5-2.
Okay, you're right there. Yeah.
I know I'm right there. The problem with this game is that I'm enjoying it so much
You don't
that I
rush it.
have to get 100% of all the guys
Yep.
and find the
Yep.
chameleon every time. So I find myself replaying the levels a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing where I was going. Like, the sound they did for the bots that are lost is so heartbreaking that it pulls
Yeah,
on every one of
absolutely.
my Superman tendencies of like, no, I can hear him. I have to find him. I have to figure out.
He's here somewhere.
And then, like, when you can see them, you're like, all right, it's clear as day that I got to get up there and get it, but how do I do that? How do I get Astrobot up there to actually get up there and fix it? So well done. The other thing I think is something we don't talk a lot about in terms of VR or PlayStation VR all the time, but so much content. Right, it is the 5 worlds, then the alien boss. But then, like you're saying, you find the chameleons. There's challenges to go do.
Have you done any of the challenges?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was doing the ones that, like, you know, there's like, it's the boss fight again. I did them last
Yeah.
night beforehand. I did the ape fight again through the challenge thing, which is do it again, and then you get, you know, gold stars, or you get gold or silver based on how many lives you have by the end of it.
Oh,
or
okay,
like,
cool.
I guess hit points, not
Yeah.
lives, but stuff like that. Yeah, and so like, the fact that that's there, the fact that the claw machine's there, which is goofy, but I still I fucked around last
A
night.
lot of fun.
Yeah, I beat it.
I have
like
like half of all of them done.
yeah,
now.
and then on top of that, what you were talking about of, I'd finished those levels, and they do such a good job, as you know, of when you're playing through it and going through, like, you see it as you pass it, and you're like, I'm too far gone to get it, but you
Yeah.
make that mental note that I need to get back and get that bot, or I didn't find the chameleon in that level. Like, this is a game that I want to keep playing. I've beaten it now. I do want to platinum. I do want to keep going
Yeah.
deeper and deeper into it.
Is it a doable platinum? Because it didn't
I think so,
seem
totally.
okay.
Yeah,
There was
it's
I
work.
had so many pings.
It's totally the work of,
Yeah.
you know, just you have to get everything. But it's
Right.
I think it's such an enjoyable game that I don't mind that. And even like I said, it was the bots that I missed for the most part were like, I was on rails, or I was like, oh crap, there it is, and I'm like, I can't get back to it.
Man, the on rails levels,
Like magic carpets and stuff. Oh, not even.
the one that's like you're on
The
a little
minecart?
like minecart is so much fun.
Right. And that's the thing about it too, right? Yeah, and you talked about it as the, you know, the game as you go keeps you on your toes, but it's the fact that the gameplay keeps evolving. I feel like when we get to why isn't it a great video game, I feel like some of the first few worlds are fun, and you're like, this is great, but it's almost borderline like, all right, I get it. This level's lasted too long. This world, it's a little too easy, stuff like that.
Those same problems I was having.
Where what I think keeps it going and entertaining as you continue to progress is the, hey, here's a new weapon. Hey, here's a new ability. Hey, here's a new environment, right? When you actually get into, not even, we had done underwater stuff, but
Right.
now when it's
But
like,
now it's the bigger underwater
I'm filling
world.
it, I'm
Yeah.
going, I have to put my head underneath, like, you know, last night I was playing while Jen was watching Stranger Things, and we're in the same room. And so, like, you know,
You
all
like Stranger Things?
I listened out of one ear. And so then what
not
I
the
would
same.
do is like put, you know,
It's a great season this season.
it seems great, yeah, the 80s.
All right.
And so, like, but like, you know, putting my head underwater and listening to the sound change and seeing down there what I need to move around and what I need to get to and how I move him around, like, awesome. And then, you know, for sure, I mean, you know, me being a big fan of the holiday of Halloween, a Ghostbuster fan, like, when we got to basically the Luigi's Mansion world, it was like, oh my God, I could go for an entire game in this of using the flashlight to scare ghosts. And like, there's so many great ideas in this that evolve as you go or pop up as you go that I think it could have been a bit tighter. Like, we'll get to that in a second. But it is the fact that you never know what's around the next corner, literally. You break down a wall sometimes and it's like, oh, this is totally different. But in particular, yeah, that mine cart stuff was
much fun.
insane. It's so much fun
Yeah.
flicking them back and forth and jumping them around and then like going upside down and doing this thing. I don't know if you're there, but in one of the on World 5, there's the lava level where you have
that's the first one.
the water geyser and you're making a path on the ground.
Oh,
and
no,
then
I didn't do that.
You're
Yeah.
making, so it's all lava. You spray it, it turns into molten rock, right? That you walk on, that'll slowly break down. But then there's like one where, again, to the challenge level we're talking about, of like how it gets difficult at the end, like spraying the water, walking across it. Then there's these two, like, or I guess 4 flaming arms that are spinning out that you have to dodge, and then there's cannonballs coming at you that'll get broken. It's like it's a great game of spinning all these different plates, you know, rubbing your stomach, patting your head.
When it gets to those challenging levels, they are so much fun, and it is trying to do 2 things at once. That's so, like, once you get to the like spider level at the end of, I think it was World 4.
Okay.
You've got to like cut her down
Yeah.
while dodging on the ground, and it's just
totally.
like I wish they had done a little bit more of that.
100%.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Even with the final alien battle, right? There's multiple stages to it, and it's a good one of keeping Astrobot moving, having to keep him in check, but then also deal with all the giant attacks coming from the alien. Yeah. Kevin. Why isn't it a great video game? We've already started drifting into it.
Yeah. So the thing that annoyed me the most is that the first 3 worlds are so easy that it doesn't hook you as deeply as it wanted it to.
This is one of my big complaints from launch is that I had played Astrobot for the first time at Judges Week 2000. Well, it came out in 2018, so 2018. And I remember playing it and being like, wow, this seems really cool. Like, this seems like a platformer I'd want to play. And then if you remember when it was coming up, there was like, I forget who it was anymore. Not one of our friends, but somebody in the industry tweeted something like, VR is about to have its Mario 64 moment. And then it turned out this is what they were talking about. And it was, I think, of people playing through this, like, holy shit, I'm on. And I remember getting it and putting it in night 1 and doing World 1 and being like, this is awesome. I'm going to play something else. I'll get back to this.
Yeah.
And I didn't get back to it till this show. And even then it was... Those first the 2 and 3, it was very much like, I can see that if, again, I wasn't playing this for the show, I would put it down and go fuck around the Division or try something else or whatever, run off and do something.
It's something I wish they had done is they introduce mechanics like getting the hose and getting a hook. I wish they had... Like, I wish you were able to keep that and then go back to the earlier worlds and then discover or find more of the little Astro guys.
Draw some Castlevania in
Yeah,
there,
exactly.
Metroidvania in there, right? And that was the thing, is having like the ability wheel I thought would have been cool.
Yeah.
Like, especially because we do keep coming back to stuff, right? When I got the grappling hook for like the 3rd time, I was like, all right, like this is like my least favorite one. So, but I don't like that. For a moment, there's that, what's it going to be? What am I going to get out of the box? Because sometimes it is like Ninja Stars. When they got introduced, that was great, let alone to then use Ninja Stars to make platforms. It's like, oh my God,
really
what
cool.
a brilliant
really
idea.
Smart.
Yeah.
And it would have been nice to see something like the Ninja Star like walls.
Yeah.
And then later be like, they're in this world. I'll go back and try to find something else.
Yeah. And I always hate doing it, but I think that's one of the really exciting things about what you hope the inevitable sequel is, right? Because it did do so well. It was a bundle. It's a 90 on Metacritic. People love this game.
Yeah.
And so you really do hope that, they're like, okay, let's take everything we did, tighten it up here, give you the abilities, let you change it around, make it a bit more difficult. Even if, because that's the thing, even if the initial levels were easy, and then we came back and found more challenging parts because we have the abilities to go to the challenging parts, that would be, I think, a little bit more forgivable than, okay, cool, like, I'm just, like, so many of the enemies, right, with the exception of the ones that have, like, the spikes, are just so, like, I'm not even remotely scared of you.
But even with the spikes, if you just hover over them,
and burn them, yeah, exactly, yeah, it was an interesting mashup of, I'm playing it and I am, with everybody else, the chorus of people just being like, this is such a brilliant game, but in the same breath at times being like, ooh, I'm ready for this level to end, you know what I mean? And then there were a few times where, again, I can't complain about it being too easy and too hard at the same time, but towards the end there were a couple like, man, I could have used a checkpoint in the middle of this because it is like, okay,
why do they place them so far away?
Yeah,
because like the first part's super simple and then the second part can be a little bit of a... Maybe it's the movements that are more difficult to nail.
Yeah. And none of it holds its back. I do think it's a great game. I do think it's, a 90 on Metacritic. That totally makes sense. And I do think it's, a stellar reason for to be in your PlayStation and VR library. I do think it's deserving of this show that it needs to be part of it. But there's so many things you look at, you're like, that's awesome for their first time, let alone what a sequel would look like, what they would build on and go from there. We have to imagine it's coming.
I hope so.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Maybe with the wireless PlayStation VR too, right? PlayStation 5, come on.
Do you think it's going to be wireless?
It has to be, right?
I don't know, man.
I don't mean wireless like,
because there's
a game, literally no wires, but I mean like,
no, I understand
like
what you're saying. Battery pack.
Yeah.
But this is a game that I played at like, I think I played my first sitting was 7 hours. Because I stayed up till 3 a.m. and I really enjoyed it. Yeah. And I was having
work grinding back.
And I got to the point where I was like, I keep finishing the missions and then being like, oh fuck, there's one more, and then redoing it. Eventually, I was like, I'm just gonna restart. Because the loading was another thing. Smart. It was a little bit. I wish they had made that funner. Because
instead of just the glowing white ball,
glowing
you
ball
wait
you
for.
can kind of push around.
Yeah.
I did really like putting my controller in.
Yeah.
To the that was.
I mean, and this is one of those things. Last week, of course, we did Trevor Saves the Universe, and we talked there about like playing Trover again. You want to talk about, you know, simplicity of battling and platforming, like, but it gave me vibes of this, right?
Yeah,
you can see what they're
absolutely.
touching. To jump into this, it's the same thing we were talking about. Of like, I love that there's no, I don't need move wands for it. I love there's like, yep, it's a controller. You're controlling it. Like, you're doing cool things with it, and I'm not sitting there being like, why is it a controller? Like, I like that, like, that fourth wall's being broken all the time. I like pulling back on the touchpad and shooting him, right? Like,
So
at the
much
end of
fun,
levels.
just sitting there trying to line it
Yeah.
up, wait for it, got them all.
I like being able to, you know, when you spoilers for you, when you beat the game, right, and the credits roll, they roll obviously in the 3D space, and you have a gun, you have one of the guns that you shoot the letters, and if you shoot gold letters, you get coins and all these different things.
Cool.
Like, it's all these little interactive bits that you're like, yeah, totally, I do want to put my controller in there, right? Like, again, when you're fighting the final boss, or even when you're playing the grab claw machine, right? Like, I kept putting it into the claw machine, and I'd lean back and it would pop out, and I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, it's weird.
I
but
found that a little annoying, where it's just like, you know what I'm doing, guys.
but I kind of then I was just sitting on the edge of the couch, doing like trying to get all these little balls out of it.
It's a fun. I really like claw machine games.
Me too. Yeah, and I think that's the thing is like I think there's definitely fat that could be cut or tightened up or however you want to put it, but I think it just excels so much at making a VR space you want to exist in, and
Absolutely.
I want to show people, and
Yeah.
I want them to be part of.
Also, the world designs are so colorful and cool. Yeah, it's not like the highest resolution because the PSVR can't do that.
Sure.
But it still looks so good
I was
in
going to
that
say,
world.
it's funny that I think for certain games you get into PlayStation VR and you do have the screen door effect. You do say, oh, this looks good for a VR game. Like, this was in there, I thought, because of what they were doing, I guess, with the colors they were using, the way they did make it like a CGI cartoon. It definitely, for me, I didn't feel it. I wasn't playing. I also didn't adjust a lot looking for that like sweet spot. I felt the world they built worked for VR so well. And that's one of the reasons I think it's a must have for PlayStation VR, is that it's clearly built for it. It's clearly made for it. It's, you know, it's got, if you are part of the PlayStation fan base, right? Like battling the giant ape on a PlayStation 1, right? That's meant to look like a helicopter pad, but you look at it like that's a PS1, right? The buttons are over there and stuff like that. The way, you know, when you go through just little effects of the sacred symbols,
Right, floating around,
like, they do such a great job of like really making a cool mascot platformer out of nothing, right? Out of these guys that were like the demo reel that were kind of annoying. I remember when the demo dropped, and now you play this game like, fuck, these guys are awesome. I want to buy Astrobot merch. I want little statues. I want little things. Like, that says something, right?
Absolutely. It looked, the aesthetics was so pretty that like, I was like, hey, Paula, come here and check this out because it just looks so cool. She was like, no, I have no interest in this. Walked away. But if she had, I think she would have really liked it.
Yeah. For me, it was always that. Another thing, when I put it on the first time and I was playing with no headphones. And so like, this is like at launch.
Yeah.
And Jen was like, these little guys are so fucking annoying. It's like,
Yeah.
And like, it's like,
But you get to like that sound
I was
because
like,
you're like,
I know
oh,
that.
they're
I was
nearby.
like, babe, I understand that's as an outsider, but like in this
world, yeah.
like, it totally makes sense, and I totally love it. I thought the bosses were all clever and creative. You brought the spider lady. I thought that was a really fun, funny fight to begin with. Let alone the idea of shooting off the web, shooting her down, then shooting off her bustier.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, all right, that's cool. Fighting I hate anything with teeth, but that was a fun one. I think the shark is World 5 that you haven't beaten.
I haven't
right?
done that yet.
Like his fight is fun and visually interesting and just creative in the way that you're fighting him in the ocean, in the water. And so eventually
I don't like that one bit.
he'll spit out squids that come after you, but they're not like projectile squids. They're like in the water, so you have to dodge around them in the water, and then like waves come in, so you have to time your jumps off the top of the wave to get over them. And then there's like at some point you go underwater, but he Astrobot's still above water, or vice versa, and so you have to like navigate from a new
Are
perspective.
you wearing one of the little?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're totally you're wearing one of the little life
It was
preservers.
interesting. There was the whale level.
Yeah.
There was a moment where you got to choose whether you wore it or not, right? I thought
I don't recall that
because there was like a pole with a bunch of them.
Yeah, knocked it off.
Yeah, and I put it on, but
Me
I
too.
wonder how much it would have changed to not wearing it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Doubtful of much, because I don't think there's like much
Well,
deep underwater. Is there?
I feel like it would have made it easier for like the jellyfishes.
Sure.
Or
Yeah,
no, it made it easier to be able to like go over them without having to swim.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Interesting. I never thought about it, but yeah, there would be some of that in there.
But God, he looked so cute with that little thing on there.
I know, right? Adorable.
Life preserver.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you are part of the PlayStation VR show. You made it happen on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, and that's why we put up the participation thread there, so you can drop questions and reviews. Max Phillip has the first one. It says, I fucking loved this game. It's like playing Mario 64 in VR. It's such a fun world and really utilizes VR in interesting and fun ways. The soundtrack and graphics are fantastic. So I'm sorry. It's so much fun and easily my favorite platform of this generation, possibly ever.
Oh.
Yeah, which is saying stuff because I've heard a lot of people come out and say that way and be like really behind it, and I can see it. Again, I think it needs to be a little bit tighter to get that crown away in terms of, and I'm talking about pacing, not even platforming. Which again, I'm sure for somebody who wants something like Super Meat Boy or even Celeste of like, you know, pixel perfect. That's not what this game is. This is like, you know, going around landing on stuff. There were a couple blind jumps that I was like, ugh, and like I'd make them, and I was like, fuck.
You didn't walk around.
I know. Watch your shadow. Do the thing. Get up. Yeah, get up. And like it's like golfing. Like you're like looking for the slope of the land.
There was like a neon level.
The city one, right? Where the panels are like flipping and stuff.
Yeah. There was one little guy chilling on this little platform, and to jump on the platforms that led to it, you couldn't use your like little laser feet.
Yeah, because they blow them up.
Yeah. That was.
And
it took me a lot more tries than I wanted it to.
And again, that's the kind of stuff I want.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they gave us, cool, you've played this long, you know how the game works, you know what your mechanics are, now let's take something away and change it up, right?
No.
That's brilliant, and I think that's what adds to longevity of a game like this and makes you want to be a part of it. Speaking of longevity of a game like this, big dog, Kev Coelho, from the Kind of Funny community, the one and only Kebabs, writes in, who actually worked on, K-Babs, who worked on the IGN guide for this.
Oh, cool.
Hello, PSVR crew. So my experience with Astrobot was unique, and it was my second IGN wiki guide, parentheses, and IGN's first VR guide. So I had to 100% it and platinum it as a matter of due diligence. I loved Astrobot. Its level design is very well routed, like Crash Bandicoot is, but this meant it was always clear where to go, and secrets were always cleverly hidden, but never impossible to find. That's a great point of like, for me, for trophies I am, but like playing a game, I'm not a completionist in terms of like, I got to do it all my first playthrough and see this, like that's something that comes way after if I want to stay around. This one, it was like, oh, that wall's cracked. Oh, let's look left and right. Oh, he's above me, but it's not the way you'd think to do. I found myself doing all of that because it was not impossible, but not blatantly in my face. It was enough to nudge me that way. And like, wait a second, when that, like have you gotten to the one where you it's the, I think, Japanese inspired level. It's almost like you're in like a dojo where you ninja star on the wall. It's on a spinning thing. You platform over.
I don't think so.
You eventually get done this thing, and it's like there's these alternating red like sliders that are coming out to push you out of squares. And it was the same thing of jump out. Oh, wait a second, and like look back, and it goes far enough back that I could see like coins down there. I'm like, all right, I gotta investigate and go over there and get that.
This game is so good at utilizing the 3D space and having you look around. Where it very quickly, I think it's the second level of the first world where you get the first one, the first little Astrobot you find, you look in the start menu and it's like, oh, it's the second one.
Yeah.
So there must be right in the start, and that's when you learn, oh, turn around. Totally. There's stuff behind you, and it's it's so cool.
Kebabs continues. I liked a lot of the little touches, the VR touches, like the beams in Astro's hover mode, making it easy to judge landings.
Absolutely.
The gadgets were also very fun too. The shuriken, is that how you say shuriken? I know. Upgrade made for the best level, and I also loved using the flashlight to reveal platforms and bust ghosts. Again, too, that was another thing for me where using it to highlight the blue translucent platforms, I thought for the longest time that if they weren't lit up, I'd fall through. So when I finally discovered it, I was like, oh, that makes it easier and brilliant in terms of how to get around this. I also want to mention the music by Kenneth M.C. Young. While there isn't that much considering how many levels the game has, it's all very catchy, memorable, and a great listen to outside of the game itself. I was also kind of surprised by how touched I was by the ending. I was actually sad when Astro was visibly sad having to leave my side, and of course overjoyed when the crew decided he should stay. Also, a special shout out to the Shoot the Shoe trophy, where you shoot out Shuhei's name in the end credits for coins. Beyond! Overall, a game that's very deserving of not just 2018 VR Game of the Year, but also the title of PlayStation VR's Mario 64 moment. A buzz term that'll come up once in a while here.
Just quickly to note about, like, the music is great. I really enjoyed it. At the end, whenever you beat the last, like, the levels, they're like that song that plays reminds me so much of the Futurama intro.
Yep, me too.
Yeah,
no,
it's
totally.
like, this is so cool.
And it was for a while of like, why is this catchy? And then you figured it out. I was like, right, it sounds like Futurama. Of course. Oliver Fitzgerald keeps it short and sweet. Astrobot was so adorable, it made my fiance cry.
Oh,
yeah. Jeannie writes in on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames and says, the moment I fell in love with Astrobot was when you go underwater for the first time. It legitimately felt refreshing, like I was literally going from the beach to the ocean. That transition really showed what a well-made VR game could do.
The transition from being in water and looking above water and the water running down, Oh, it's so crazy.
Even like I thought like it could be so many games do it gimmicky. I think Trover did it too, right? Of like things getting on your screen or whatever. And it's like whatever. And like Astrobot again felt so second nature about it where I think it was one of the boss battles where it happens, but I'm in the middle. Maybe it's just attacking other enemies. Doesn't really matter. But it's happening on my, like, I'd get splattered and like, I'd shake it off really quick and be right back to it.
There was the large purple, like, gummy looking monsters that would spit on your face.
Yeah, but I think there's others that come up. There's one later in the game.
I remember that. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was so second nature to flick it off and not be a thing and not hold the headset. It was just like right back to it. And like, again, because I'm spinning that plate, I'm fighting as Astro and I'm doing something with a big boss. Great stuff. Final one comes from Demetrius Newell. Really enjoyed this game, and it absolutely came out of nowhere for me. I didn't play it when it first was released, but purchased it on a GameStop sale and never looked back. Definitely an incredible experience, and it should be played by anyone with a PlayStation VR.
Absolutely.
Which I agree with. Great game. Really big fan of it.
Definitely, I think one of my top favorites.
Yeah?
Where I've just like, it's so enjoyable. I just want to keep playing it. Like,
you're going to? You think you're gonna go back? You
I don't know, man. I don't know what the next game is, but so
we
we'll
gotta
see.
figure that out. You gotta figure that out.
I want to like actually give a game more time.
Yeah.
But there's so little of it.
I know you're a busy man. You got all these things going on. You're picking at your hand.
It's getting in there.
We have to decide what our next game is.
What are you thinking?
Koala. But before that, let's check in with Eka about Falcon Age.
You already used that one.
No, remember we did future proofing, where I'm trying to get Royland for last week's, and then Zod for the first one.
Did you get Royland?
I'm working. I got weeks.
You gonna future proof this one too?
Yes, 100%. I am. Yes, these are. I know you're the one acting like you never seen a show get edited.
Okay.
These kids get to see how the sausage gets made. All right, don't worry about it over there. Getting all
I'm here to future proof.
Well, Kevin, we haven't picked our next game. What I think, did I say Astrobot last time? Because you can pick one if you want, if you have. But remember, we're supposed to be saying the best that has to showcase. I'd like to pick one that we haven't showcased before that is a personal favorite of mine that was already mentioned in this, and that's Moss.
I mean, I'm down. Very down.
Moss is there, and there's new DLC as of our recording of this, where it's been out for like, I think E3, they dropped new DLC that I haven't played. So for me, it's a great chance to jump back in there, let alone see how it's held up with more stuff that's happened in VR.
Yeah, I've only played it at like demo events. Yeah. So I'm very excited. I really enjoyed it, what I played. Those fun puzzle games. I'm all about that.
Yeah, exactly. And that, Moss, it'll be, I don't want to put it in your head, but like what we're talking about with Astrobot.
Don't put it in my head. Don't do it.
No, I won't. We'll say it for next week. We won't do it. We're not going to put anything in his head. Moss is your homework, ladies and gentlemen, for the next PlayStation VR show. But what did you think of this one? Let us know in the comments. Remember, if you like if you are one of those people like, I don't like YouTube videos, patreon.com/kindafunnygames. You can get the audio version of the show for free. You don't have to sign up, do anything. You just get over there and get the audio. Have a good time. Remember, if you're watching live as we record it, because you're supporting us on patreon.com/kindafunnygames, I'll have a participation thread for Moss up.
It'd be really easy to just make it so they have to sign up. Not like pay anything, just sign up.
Yeah, but then they want to do it. You know what I mean?
They would. I mean, that's kid over
well,
there.
These kids did, but not everybody else.
No, not these kids. I'm talking about the kid that's watching it now.
He didn't. He already cut it off. He clipped it off.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Trust me, we're not getting that kid.
God damn
It's just more for our kids that are like, when they say it to their friends, like, I wish there was an audio version. They can say, oh, here you can go here and get it. They're like, oh, it'd be easier if it's on Spotify. And then they have to be like, well, it costs a lot of money to get a podcast on anything. So like doing an 8-episode podcast doesn't make sense. And the other kid's gonna be like, well, why not just put it on Gamescast? And then you gotta be like, well, you understand that if you put it on Gamescast, then the people who only listen to the regular Gamescast be offended. They'd be like, I don't want this crap. What is this crap, right? And then they don't subscribe from Gamescast and be a huge problem. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. But see, I like these little mini reviews.
Yeah, they're fun.
Oh, now I gotta go work with Tim. He sucks.
Hell yeah, Futurama. Or hella Futurama.
Daily Arvel. Here's my thing. Beat Saber. I feel like Beat Saber, I've talked
so
on
much
every
about
show about Beat Saber. I don't know what we'd sit down and be like. I love the level that.
Well, also, I feel like Beat Saber is too much of an experience that it's just like, we'll talk about it for 5 minutes, or it's like, yeah, it's fun to do this.
Yeah.
And, Beat Saber is a great game, and its replayability is awesome.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know that we have too much to talk about.
You definitely should play Beat Saber. You should.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you're not playing Beat Saber, throw away your PSVR because
you don't even deserve it. If you don't know, if you're
not
not playing Beat Saber, you need to just pack it up and ship your PlayStation VR to somebody who knows how to play games, that likes games.
Yeah. Someone cool.
That's how it is. Yeah, exactly. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we have coming up the Kinda Funny Games cast. You can go over to patreon.com/kindafunnygames.
In 8 minutes.
Yeah, I should get out of here and get my head straight. Look at this, though.
Let Barrett reset.
I don't think there's an embargo on it.
What is that? What do you got?
I don't know. I'll show it to you. There's a Comic-Con invite to go taste blank whiskey. You know what I mean? Come on now.
I don't know if that's.
Come on now. Kentucky Straight Whiskey.
All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Barrett, kill the lights and cut the feed. Cut it.